I'm not even exaggerating when I say episode 5 of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is my favorite. By far. So if you stay past the roaring dinosaur for Rawrist, I'm going to talk about spoilers for this episode, but before I go to the intro, and if you haven't watched it, go watch it. We got like 50 plus minutes this episode too, which was just so awesome. Okay, I want to start by saying I did not expect the cameo that we got. I know they talked about it being a bigger actress, and I did not think it was going to be Julia Louis-Dreyfus as the Contessa. That just kind of blew my mind. I was thinking all these other people, and I did not guess in my cameo that it would be her. I don't know if anyone guessed it correctly, but in case you don't know, she did work for S.H.I.E.L.D. She did have a close relationship with Fury. They did kind of, it in there. There's a little bit of double agent stuff going on, but who isn't a double agent? So I don't know if we're going anywhere with her, but seeing her and that being the cameo, I thought it was really cool, and I actually enjoyed it better than like a random mutant or someone of the Fantastic Four. I think this was a very understated yet awesome cameo to have. And I am so excited with that post-credit scene with John Walker making his own off-brand, I guess, Captain America shield, because he's not, I doubt he has vibranium, right? He's not going to make a shield of the same strength, but I love that he is not done being Captain America, probably eventually becoming US agent, whatever, but I want to see him just clinging to the Captain America title and just not willing to let go. Which is interesting because we're starting to get more into his comic book feelings on Captain America and Steve Rogers and everything, so I'm really enjoying where this is going to go, and I really want to see John Walker continue as Captain America, but a twisted, bitter, angry Captain America. I feel like maybe the people that won't like this episode are the people that get triggered when there's any talks of any political or like a magnifying glass on our society. I said the word. Like John Walker was saying, you built me. You made me this way. And that's very much so with I'm just going to speak for my country, the US Army, the military in general. They create these soldiers, train them to be a certain way, place them in these situations where they do things, and then they come back home and it's like they discard them and they don't help implement them. They created them, they built them, and then once they've used them, all right, get the fuck out of here. So again, I know the whole political stuff triggers people. I'm really not trying to trigger you, and it goes both ways. Radical on both sides. I don't like radicals. Stop being radical. And it is really sad, and it is terrible, the pressure put on him, and you can see that John Walker is going to try to find Karli and kill her, because that's what Lamar would want. Well, according to everybody else. So we're going to see John Walker just losing it more than he's already lost it. So how I think next episode's gonna go, and this is just my peanut and annoying brain working, is that the Falcon and the Winter Soldier are going to try to take down Karli, but in a non-murdery way. But at the same time, we're going to have John Walker, who just wants to straight up murder her to get revenge for Battlestar, for Lamar. So I think it's going to be one of those conflicts where Sam and Bucky are trying to take in Karli, but at the same time keep her alive from John Walker, who is just losing his shit. It's going to be a really intense episode. Now, I did do a video on the backstory of Isaiah Bradley, and it is very different, you'll see in the comics, versus what was done in the show. For instance, in the show, he was jailed and experimented on for a very, very long time, where it was just 17 years in the comics. I say just 17 years, but that's still a lot. And unfortunately, the Isaiah that came out of the solitary confinement in the comics, just his brain deteriorated and he was mentally a child that had to be taken care of. So they obviously made some differences in the show, but if you're interested more in his comic backstory, hopefully I have a card popping up or something, but I'm sure I'll forget. Dementia, I'm elderly. I will say, and I'm gonna talk about something that bothers a lot of people and they don't want to hear it and they freak out in the comment section. So if you don't like this type of talk, I'll try to remember to put a timestamp and you can just jump forward to that so you don't have to hear things that are going to cause you to rage out on other people. Because I think maybe today should just be a calm day and, you know, just go get some caffeine, go get a beer, maybe do some weed, hit a crack pipe. I don't know. Whatever you need to do to have a better day. All right? Okay. So right now, timestamp. Skip. I really did not think of it from the perspective of Isaiah and from Black people in general of why would you want to fight for a country when there are so many people that tell you you're fucking trash or you're inferior or you're a different race beside, you know, we're all Homo sapiens, but whatever, those people are fucking stupid. You know, I don't know. I try to put myself in that headspace of if I was in a country where people tried to treat me like I wasn't the same species, wasn't the same race as them because I looked differently, why would I want to fight for them and why would I want to be a symbol for them of virtue and fighting? And I can see Isaiah's point of view. I say I can see it, I can rationalize it in my brain, but I can't fully understand what that must be like. But I also see Sam's point of view of why would you do it? Because it's worth fighting for. It's worth setting an example. It doesn't matter, and I'm gonna try to relate it in the only way I can. It doesn't matter how many people tell me on social media and on the internet, you know, what I am and how terrible I am. I decide for myself who I am, and that doesn't mean that I need to now go forward and just hate on everyone and everything and stop doing the things that I do on a basis to make the world a better place, or how I perceive to make the world a better place. So I get Isaiah's point of view as best as I can, but I understand why Sam wants to keep fighting and keep going forward and doing good things. And even if there are all these people saying you're trash, you're trash, you're trash, you're inferior, you don't have to give up, and it doesn't mean you have to stop fighting for a better tomorrow. So I'm not criticizing either point of view, but I'm understanding where they're coming from, taking in my own life experiences and the things I have encountered being me. A redhead with tons of freckles everywhere, super nerdy, holy shit, lots of bullying, many years being told I'm a freak, I have no life, whatever. But that, you know, hasn't stopped me from doing the things I do to try to make the world better. But I also don't think Isaiah should be demonized for deciding he's done. He fought. He did what he thought was best, and he can now rest. He doesn't have to do more. He's done enough. So him having that position is fine, and him saying that, but hopefully it doesn't disillusion people. It just gives them a realistic look. And if you're wondering what you can do, this is a really, really easy thing. When you see somebody doing something nice or saying, hey, don't do that, that's hateful or hurtful, don't tell them they're virtue signaling or a white knight or a soy boy or a simp or doing it for internet points or for a clap on the back. Either just let them keep being a good person or trying to stop people from being mean, or help them. But stop telling people they're virtue signaling or they're shitty because they are trying to make the world a better place. Because I guarantee you those people then turn around and talk about how shitty the world is and how awful it is and why would anyone want to have kids in this world. Well, stop coming at the people that are doing things to make the world a better place and telling them that they just must be doing it from for some alternative motive. And even if they are, shut the fuck up. You want to know what? If someone needs a goddamn clap on the back for doing the right thing, I will sit there and I will applaud till my hands bleed. It's like that study that came out that showed that narcissists were more likely to be front-line workers during the pandemic because they liked that status of doing something better. And people were like, blah, blah, fuck them. No. If people need a little applause to fucking go plant a bunch of trees, or help out at a soup kitchen, or donate clothes. Fuck, man. I'll stand by you every goddamn second of the day and be like, you go. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm done. I'm off my fucking justice. It's very aggravating to see people sticking up for other people and hear, oh, you're white knighting and oh, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, they're actually just being a decent human being, but you're so bitter and jaded, you have to tear down anyone doing anything nice. The only thing you need to know about what I just said all on that is that I would white knight the shit out of you. And I hope you would white knight me too. Okay, welcome back. I was just talking about, all those virtue signaling, pandering, soy boy white knights that are constantly, doing stuff and sticking up for other people. It's just, so pathetic. Simps. Is anyone disappointed with Zemo's end? I felt like he would be a bit smarter or do a bit more. He just waited for Bucky to find him and then was like, oh, hey, you need to kill her, and Zemo, you had no bigger plan? You didn't have something going on? I mean, I guess eventually he'll probably escape from the raft, from the Wakandans, but I don't know. I expected more of Zemo. I expected some sort of plan to escape after talking with Bucky again. I gotta say, I could watch entire episodes of Bucky and Sam just working together on a project, fixing up a ship, maybe building a house. I would be down for that. For some reason, that sort of a buddy interaction was very, very cute. We all know what Bucky left for him in the suitcase is Sam's own Captain America uniform with the wings and everything, and colored correctly to have his own Captain America uniform. And I, for one, think people are probably going to lose their minds when they see in episode 6 Sam wearing a Falcon version of the Captain America uniform. I'm also going to freak out as me too. Also, I love the training montage of him throwing the shield and running and doing push-ups. I could do with more training montages for superheroes. Especially if they're sweaty and, muscles are bulging. Females and males, I'm not discriminating, but both sides. Scantily clad, training montages, lots of sweat and close-ups. Though the Wakandans using vibranium to make Sam's new Captain America Falcon suit is gonna be so bamf. I mean, he already goes toe-to-toe with super soldiers with just having his wings and technology and skill, but now imagine him with something a lot stronger and lighter. This is going to, for a hot second, sound like I'm talking shit on people of a certain age. I am elderly myself. I'm not shit-talking people of an older age. It's so impressive to me to see, I know it's not Anthony Mackie himself doing it, it's his stunt double, but to think of a dude in his 40s throwing the shield and running around and doing flips and stuff, I'm like, wow. Even when I was 40 years younger, fuck that. And it was just stupidly fun to watch. It was just good, stupid fun. And I miss that. I miss good, stupid fun that also has a heart and, a good storyline. It's so weird to me that I liked an episode with so little, I guess you could say, movement in a way, because you know how there are episodes that there's not a lot of fighting and action besides the opening scene with John Walker and Sam and Bucky taking him down, and people go, oh, this is so boring, this is like a filler, blah, blah, blah. There wasn't a lot of action, so I wonder if there is going to be those people saying this episode was boring, but to me, it just was so forward moving and was such a good episode without having constant explosions and a knife fight and stuff. I really liked it. I have terrible taste though, so keep that in mind. I know you always do. I said back in, I don't know if it was in a review or if it was in me talking about the cameo for this episode, that I really felt like Sharon Carter was going to turn out to be the power broker, and I feel like the little bit we got of her It's hinting more and more towards that, and I kind of feel like that's gonna be their big twist. She was the power broker all along, and just she was the one creating more super soldier serum because of her disillusionment with Captain America and what happened in the whole Civil War and all of that. So if we get a big reveal in episode 6 that it's Sharon who is the power broker, I wouldn't lose my mind with surprise, but yeah, no, that's it. I wouldn't lose my mind with surprise. That wasn't going anywhere else, sorry. Oh shit, you know who I also forgot? French dude is also gonna be in there trying to kill Sam. Man, that final fight is gonna be crazy. Sam and Bucky trying to fight against Carly and her super soldiers and take her in alive, while John Walker's trying to kill her, and Sam and Bucky are like, oh no, you can't do that, but at the same time we have mustache-twisting French guy trying to murder Sam. This is gonna be a clusterfuck of fun. Alright, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and go out and just white knight someone in the dick today.